From the weird to the wonderful. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Helena Bonham Carter performances. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're celebrating the rich, diverse, unpredictable and incredible film career of one of Britain's most original and distinguished actresses. Number 10. Red Queen, Alice in Wonderland. Helena's no stranger to big-budget Disney movies, having also starred as the fairy godmother in 2015's Cinderella, but she's best known for playing the Red Queen in Tim Burton's 2010 adaptation of Alice in Wonderland.
She killed my Jabba Baby Wonky!
Bonham Carter puts in a typically larger-than-life performance here, for a character whose head is digitally enhanced to 3 times the usual size.
Her head is so small.
It's tiny. It's a pimple of a head.
And HBC shows great chemistry alongside another double-barreled Brit in the sequel, Sacha Baron Cohen.
But my love, I have done so much for you already.
Yes, it's all very well. But don't you see?
Number 9. Madame Thénardier, Les Miserables. Helena reignites that chemistry with Baron Cohen here, as they play swindling innkeepers, the Thénardiers, in Tom Hooper's Les Miserables.
He's not fooled. Told you so.
This wasn't the first time that Carter worked with Hooper, but more on that later. And it wasn't her first musical with Sacha either, but more on that later too.
I used to dream that I would meet a prince, but God almighty, have you seen what's happened since?
What's important is that Les Mis allows Helena to show off her singing, which combined with a phenomenal acting performance, allows her to stand out within a powerhouse cast, including Hugh Jackman, Russell Crowe and Anne Hathaway.
Wait a bit. Know that face? Ain't the world a remarkable place?
Number 8. Olivia, Twelfth Night. Having previously shone through Shakespeare in 1990's Hamlet, Helena's turn as Countess Olivia in Twelfth Night was even better.
Good fool. For my brother's death.
I think his soul is in hell, Madonna.
I know his soul is in heaven, fool.
She does the bard proud with her take on the character, staying true to the play but bringing a stylish edge to her scenes as well.
I did send. After the last enchantment you did here.
Though there was some changes made from the original Elizabethan script, Carter and the rest of the cast do a stellar job of adapting the comedy, with Helena at the centre of a quirky tale of romance and mistaken identities.
Very well. A fiend like thee might bear my soul to hell.
Number 7. Queen Elizabeth, The King's Speech. Helena had big shoes to fill, playing as prominent figure in modern British history as the Queen Mother, but she sure delivered.
Tick-tock, tick-tock. You know you can't keep doing this, Bertie.
Working under Tom Hooper once more, she tapped into the strength and command of the Queen Mother during her marriage to King George VI. And while the story surrounds George's battle with a speech impediment, the HBC scenes are some of the best in the movie.
Not having this conversation again, matter settled.
His approach seems rather different.
She ultimately won a Best Supporting Actress BAFTA for The Betrayal, but she was nominated in the same category at the Oscars.
My husband has mechanical difficulties with his speech. Maybe just deal with that.
Number 6. Bridesmaid, Conversations with Other Women. While this movie doesn't boast the mainstream success of other Bonham Carter films, it's a must-see for any fans of the actress.
How am I doing?
You're doing good.
A bittersweet romance in which Helena stars opposite Aaron Eckhart, the emotionally fraught story sets itself apart with inventive use of split screen and some seriously sharp dialogue.
Suffice it to say, there are lots of things that I used to be that I am no longer. And mind you, there are lots of things that I never thought I'd be that I unexpectedly am.
And the whole thing was filmed in just 12 days of principal photography, with most of it set inside a single hotel room. It's intense, but also incredible.
You're fat. I'm sorry.
I am not.
Yeah, you are. You're far fatter than you used to be.
And you're far crueler than you used to be.
Number 5. Emily, Corpse Bride. To another example of Bonham Carter working with her now ex Tim Burton, as she brings to life the titular character in Corpse Bride.
You may kiss the bride.
A film loved by fans and critics alike, Helena brings energy to the role despite playing a murder victim, guiding us through this unique, dark and funny tale.
Oh, isn't the view beautiful? It takes my breath away. Well, it would if I had any.
This isn't a zombie who wants to eat your brains, but she will kidnap you and try to force you into marriage. And while Helena has regularly worked with Johnny Depp, this is their only animated joint venture.
I'm sure he has a perfectly good reason for taking so long.
Number 4, Mrs. Lovett, Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Bonham Carter, Burton, Depp and Baron Cohen all come together here for this gloriously gothic period piece and an adaptation of the 1979 stage musical. Helena plays Mrs. Lovett, the right-hand woman for Depp's demon barber, who dutifully turns Todd's victims into fresh from the oven homemade pies.
I know nobody cares to take them. I should know, I make them, but good no, the worst pies in London.
It's a bloody and twisted affair, but Bonham Carter proves to be the perfect fit for her deranged and psychotic character, carrying just enough heart to fall in love with her razor-wielding accomplice. And she gets to stretch those vocal cords again too.
Watch it close, let it brew, white.
Number 3, Helen Schlegel, Howard's End. Despite Emma Thompson bagging the Best Actress Oscar for her part in Howard's End, the statuette could just as easily have been awarded to Helena, who plays Thompson's sister in the film.
Paul Wilcox pointed our house and so there lives the girl who tried to catch me. Ridiculous.
The E.M. Forster adaptation explores the complex relationship between two families, the Schlegels and Wilcoxes, with Bonham Carter's Helen holding crucial influence.
He had his tea here.
That is a grave allegation.
Yes, to have corrupted a married man with giving him tea.
Helena has quite a reputation for period performances nowadays, but this was one of her earliest successes in the genre.
Everything's got spoiled for you, hasn't it?
Number 2, Bellatrix Lestrange, Harry Potter series. As Voldemort's most loyal Death Eater and for some the top villain of the entire Harry Potter franchise, Helena delivers a devilish turn to bring Bellatrix to the big screen. Nailing her character's chaotic, intimidating, evil and insane attributes, this was one literary creation which really didn't disappoint when adapted for film.
Put the boys in the cellar. I want to have a little conversation with this one. Girl to girl.
From her ruthless wand work to her manic cackle and her blatant disregard for family members, Bellatrix may be a baddie, but Bonham Carter does a bloody good job.
Bitch.
Number 1, Marla Singer, Fight Club. Forget the first rule of Fight Club, we're going to talk about it anyway, because Bonham Carter's that good in this film. As Marla Singer, she plays a pivotal role in the 90s cult classic, which was one of the most talked about movies of that decade.
I saw you practicing this.
Practicing what?
Telling me off. Is it going as well as you hoped?
Marla starts off as a support group imposter before beginning a tumultuous relationship with Ed Norton's character, or should that be Brad Pitt?
I'm just on my way out.
Me too. I got a stomach full of Xanax. I took what was left of a bottle. Might have been too much.
Given the unpredictable plot, Marla's one of the only ever-present figures, and Helena totally pulls off the captivating performance.
You gotta hear me out.
Oh, here comes an avalanche of bullshit.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.